Hello, houseplant friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Ariel, Poison Ivy, Raggedy Ann, Julian Solomita as a pinup girl. All of these are acceptable comparisons. I got a fun thing in the mail from a really awesome company. I'm not gonna talk about them right now, but a company I will talk about right now is Zimph, who is the sponsor of this video. I am currently wearing the Zimph Aphrodite glasses, which you can access at the link in the description. And at checkout, make sure you use code Ashley for 50% off frames and 20% off lenses. I'm just trying something out. It's not permanent. My hair actually has never felt healthier. I have, however, not washed it yet today. I am Radio Rebel. Oh my god. Today we're gonna talk about my least favorite plants that exist in the world literally ever. I tried to come up with 10 of them, you guys, but I could only come up with 8. So we have 8 plants. So it's not a top 10 list, it's a top 8 list. Before we get into that, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Maybe you've been binge watching my videos and you just forgot to hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the community. I also have YouTube memberships, which only cost $5 a month, and those are the best way to support me doing this full time. So if you like my content and you want to just throw a little extra support in there, it's only $5 a month, and you get access to an entire community of 215 plant parents. You guys are coming in droves. It is amazing. Welcome to my fun little place. I put a lot of work into the Discord. Me and the mods are super happy to have you there. I want to like these plants, but these are plants that just like for me have never really worked out. What I do not like are the plants in my care. In other people's care, yes. Yes. In my care, no. But for me, right now, I got dirt in my coffee. That is the worst thing that has happened to me all day. These plants are in no particular order, so we're just gonna roll through them. Number 1, JosuBono. You're probably like, Ashley, why do you dislike JosuBono? Well, I'll tell you. I really do not like the growth pattern of the JosuBono. I really like my plants to vine, have like pretty long internal spacing. And when a plant is like a crawler like that, or just like the nodes are like kind of really close together, unless it's really exfoliated, for me, it just makes it harder to propagate, and sometimes like they'll die. I get a lot of joy from my plants from propagating them. And so when I can't propagate something safely because it might rot, or I might accidentally cut a node off because they're too kind of together, I really don't like that. Also feel like the Ilsamanii and the JosuBono are really, really similar in terms of patterning. And the leaf shape for me is pretty much like the only difference. They're, again, if you know Ilsamanii and if you know JosuBono, you'll know that you can easily tell them apart, but a lot of people can't. And I have watched people spend thousands of dollars multiple times. See my body language right now? I'm comforting myself. I was watching body language videos the other day because I hate this. I've watched people spend thousands of dollars on JosuBonos that were labeled as Ilsamanii, and companies get away with it because they're like, well, this is what we've always called it. It's like, it doesn't matter if that's what you've called it, that's not what it is. I can't say that I have blonde hair right now because I've always had blonde hair, because right now my hair is a flaming red Cheeto. Just because something has always been called, or you bought it, I bought it from the wholesaler and so this is what I'm selling it as. I had someone sell me a Burley Marks cutting, just like a normal Burley Marks cutting, as a Stenolobum cutting. And because I didn't know anything and they were taking advantage of me, and this was like 2 years ago, but I remember where it happened, and I've never gone back there. For me, honestly, it's just like, it's the less cool plant than the one that I like. And also, I really don't like how the leaf shape is kind of just like this. It's pretty symmetrical until the very end, and I really prefer the leaf shape of the Ilsamanii. I feel like it almost looks like a dragon head. I know that probably sounds ridiculous, but that is, I don't know, like I said, the Ilsamanii is the first photo of a plant I ever saw that I liked, and that's what got me into plants. And now that I have one, it's just like, I would love, there are some people who have really pretty JosuBonos. Like my friend Max has a really pretty JosuBono. Harley also has like a gorgeous one when I saw it in person. And hers was actually the first one that I ever saw that I liked. For me, I just don't think it's ever a plant that I'll own. And yeah, I know that's a really long explanation, but I have like reasons for why I don't like all these plants, or want them, I guess. I don't know if I should title it like plants I don't like or plants I'll never own. both of those things could change in the future. I don't like inherently dislike the JosuBono. I just know that for me, it's not the best choice of plant to buy, and because it's so expensive and not accessible, there's just no point for me. So anyways, that's the JosuBono. Next plant is the Parody Verde. I am passionate about this plant, but also I have a really personal experience that happened to me with this plant, why I really don't like it. So basically, I was at a store. Again, like, there's no hate to the store at all. I actually really like this store, but it was like just really awkward encounter where my mom decided to buy me a Parody Verde and not tell me, which was really sweet because we were on a trip together and she wanted to get me one, and she knew that I had kind of liked it, but she bought it for me, and I literally cried because it was amazing, and she surprised it for me at the end, like when we were about to leave the shop. So when we were leaving, I texted a couple people because I was asking them about the type of variegation on the Parody Verde. And I won't name who they were, but they were like two pretty large accounts. And they both told me that that plant is basically a scam. No one can get the variegation to continue. And the only people who can really get it to continue are people who live in like Thailand. I do just want to jump in and say that there are a lot of people who can get the variegation to continue, and I'm pretty sure that what these people told me wasn't true, and that it's really hard to take care of in a casual setting. And I panicked because my mom spent a lot of money on this plant for me. It could just revert and just be like this really expensive Biliaceae. And so we went back to the store and we asked if we could just return it, and they said no a lot, and it was this really awkward confrontation. My mom was crying because she wanted to just do something sweet. I was basically being told that this plant is just gonna revert, and it was awful. Like, it was seriously one of the worst experiences of my life, like when it comes to social interactions. I wanted to protect my mom and what she was purchasing, like her money, right? And she just wanted to buy me something nice. So then when we went back, it was just like this really weird thing because we had just left 5 minutes ago and we didn't even make it to the car. And then we like walked back, and just because we had left the store with the plant, they wouldn't let us return it. Even though we had just purchased it like 5 minutes before, they let us exchange it. What I have attached to the Parody Verde is my mom crying, this really awful experience at a plant store that I have no issues with right now, because again, like, that was just like such a weird interaction. The panic of it, I don't know, it was just literally the worst because my mom was just trying to do something sweet, and I always feel like I should have just not said anything, like, because I was just looking out for her, but then she thought, I don't know, it was this whole thing, you guys. Like, it was seriously awful. Maybe honestly, I'm probably over exaggerating it because I don't know, I take other people's emotions and wear them on my back for them. To be honest, I really felt my mom's emotions in that moment and her panic. Anyways, so basically, like, the Parody Verde for me is just like, it's not a plant I'll probably ever own. It's not a plant I like. For me, there's just bad memories attached to it. And that trip that we were on was bad for multiple reasons. Like, it was the worst trip, honestly. My mom and I both agreed we would never go back to where that was, like, that city that we went to. I don't know. The whole thing was just really bad and awful, and I've never shared that with you guys because you guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, tell me where it was, and I'm not going to do that. Do not ask me. I will not tell you where it was because I have no problem with the store right now. This was like 2.5 years ago. It was so long ago, basically before I ever started making content. I have friends that do have really pretty plants, and a plant can't do anything to inherently make you not like it. It is a plant. But for me, I don't want to have a plant in my collection that gives me such bad memories. That's why I don't like, got a little real there. That's why I do not like the Parody Verde. Okay, this next one is a really lighthearted one. I do not like Hoya polynura because it's called the Fishtail Hoya, and I hate that. I hate how it looks. I hate that it looks like a fishtail. I hate that it's called the Fishtail Hoya. And I know that that is so dumb, and you guys have roasted me before in the comments for saying that I don't like something because of its name. Like, there was this one person who literally was like, well, I guess I'm a better plant collector than you because I don't judge plants based on their names. And it's not just the name, you guys, it looks like a fishtail. That is so weird. How did it, know what I mean? I don't know, it's just, it used to be such an expensive plant. I have no idea if it's still expensive. I do not keep track of Hoya right now. But, oh, for me, it's just a big no. I'm sorry if you love it. I think that the broguette is kind of cool because, again, I am a 4 Splashy Hoya. I do not like the Fishtail Hoya. All right, the next plant we're gonna talk about is a Thai Constellation. Now, this is a plant. If I can get one from Costa, I absolutely will. I walk into a Fred Meyer or a Kroger or literally wherever Costa sells their plants, and there is a Thai Constellation there the size of 3 of me, like they kind of demoed a couple months ago. I'm buying it because that thing is huge and I love Monstera. I do not like Thai Constellations. They are like the slowest growing plant. They really do not look that cool. Again, the Costa Farms ones are really mature, so they do have some pretty nice variegation, but the small ones, like, first of all, people kill Thais more than they kill like any other plant. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they're so hard, but I think they're really attractive for like new plant parents, and so therefore they're kind of just like an easy target to kill because they are a little bit more delicate and just they like to die. I don't know what it is. I've never had one. I almost purchased one for like 300 bucks back in the day, back when they were like so expensive for like a teeny tiny guy, and maybe they still are. I have no idea. They won't be once Costa Farms makes them like super duper accessible. Yeah, for me, I just so much prefer Albo variegation because it's white and not cream, and I prefer Spore, and over all of that I prefer Aurea. So like the Thai is like the last on my list, and because it's tissue culture, it just grows differently. It's harder to grow. The cells are younger, I believe. Don't love the Thai Constellation. Probably will never own one. All right, this next plant we're gonna talk about is the Aglaonema Pictum Tricolor, and this is a plant that when I joined the community was like the bee's knees, you guys. Everyone wanted an Aglaonema Pictum Tricolor. For me, they never looked cool. Like even back in the beginning when people were like, oh, it's so rare, it's so expensive, you know, things like that, that usually buzzwords that get people excited. For me, it just never like, I was never like, dang, I want that. ADHD, you have some like sensory issues with words sometimes. And so, I mean, most ADHD people in the comments will probably be like, oh, I totally get that. That's kind of why I hate the fishtail. But the word Aglaonema gives me like a visceral response. It literally makes me feel like I want to puke. It's like the most disgusting word I've ever heard. Again, if you're neurotypical, you can skip this part of the video, honestly. Probably not gonna get it. If you do, or if you know someone and you understand it by proxy, thank you for understanding me. Word Aglaonema. Oh my gosh, is that such a gross word? And then when most people have them, they're literally just sticks. It's like ridiculously hard to grow and take care of. They're not even cute. Okay, we'll move on. The next one, honestly, is a golden pothos. I like yellow variegation. This has been a new thing for me. I like yellow variegation. I do not like the golden pothos because it looks like, and I know this is such an unpopular opinion, and golden pothos is like some of people's favorite plant. Someone literally left a comment the other day and said like their only plant was a golden pothos. I am not hating on your golden pothos. Please hear me, okay? I totally get it. I think it's cool that they've never flowered in 60 years. I think it's cool that the only recorded time we've ever caught them flowering was in the 1960s. I think that's dope. I love the history around golden pothos and the fact that they are not pothos, and I have a whole video on it. You can search Plant Me Ashley Not a Pothos. It'll pop up. Great video. I put a lot of work into it. I love that they're really Epipremnum aureum. I think that's cool. But for me, the plant, I don't like how often Epipremnum need water. I say that as someone who literally has a Cebu blue behind me, but I love blue silver tinged plants. I do not love how the pothos looks like the gold parts were like kind of stains. To me, it doesn't look like variegation, it just looks like stain. It looks like it wasn't finished forming and then like the leaf grew in. I don't know, that's just how I feel. And again, like not hating on your plants. Some of my friends love golden pothos. For me, like I love Snow Queen pothos. I love Cebu blue. Again, none of these plants are pothos. They are all Epipremnum. Pothos are completely different genus. Don't love golden pothos, and that's okay. You don't have to like plants that people like. I didn't like Monstera deliciosa for like the first 8 months that I collected plants, and now they're one of my favorite plants. So like things can always change. You are allowed to not like things. Okay, this next one is hard. Most Dracaena. Dracaena is another word that just like gives me a negative reaction just right off the bat. People also say Dracaena, Dracaena. Sansevieria were recently reclassified as Dracaena. I will probably never call Sansevieria Dracaena unless I'm like putting a name in my video or something. For me, Dracaena just look like really sloppy trees. They look like a game designer either made games at their peak in like 2005, or they are just really bad at rendering designs. Like, it's just the fact that it really just looks, again, most Dracaena, I'm saying most Dracaena here, like, they're just not my type. I think I will definitely own Dracaena at some point, like, just have her on my house if I have a bigger house someday, because they do provide like a nice splash of green. I do like the yucca cane. I think that those ones are cool because of the big trunk, you know, you can just grab it and you just go. Most Dracaena for me, I don't like the colors. I don't like the mix of colors on them. I don't know. For me, they're just not my vibe. And lastly, I really don't love crotons. I know that there's been like this weird wave of croton hate lately, and I'm really not trying to contribute to that. But for me, I just don't love crotons. I just don't think that they're the cutest. Loved seeing them in Mexico. I went to Mexico a couple years ago. Grew beautifully at the resort we stayed at. They just look, for me, they just look messy. They kind of look muddy. They're just not my favorite thing. I can appreciate a good croton growing healthily. And honestly, that's like my whole list. I really do not have that many plants that I don't like. And I can appreciate the beauty of all plants that I don't like or don't want to own. But yes, I can absolutely appreciate all like the beauty of all the plants on this list. Not saying they're not that beautiful. Some of them aren't, but like most of them are pretty. For me, there's either just bad memories or the names give me a kind of reaction, or you know, things like that. So thanks so much for watching this video of plants that I hate, or whatever I call it. But hey, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at PlantMeAshley. For real, follow me on TikTok and Twitter. Also, I have YouTube channel memberships, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. They are $5 a month. Also, thank you so much, Zimp, for sponsoring this video. Here are my famous Aphrodite glasses. You guys absolutely love these glasses. And don't forget to use code Ashley at checkout for 50% off frames and 20% off lenses. But other than that, let's just get to the end of the video, fun stuff. Hello and welcome to the end of the video, fun stuff. I'd like to thank Victoria Fox, Sarah Max, Laura E, and Marcy S for joining and upgrading within the YouTube channel memberships. I would like to thank these people for the extra channel support: Botanica's, All the Green Places, Carissa Lawrence, Houseplant Heather, Cole M, Ashley's Planties, Kim Klanowski, and Liliana Ramos. And for the extra comment shout out of the day, I would like to thank Banu Prakash, who simply says, "Great." Thank you so much for your simplicity, and thank you guys for leaving comments on my video right now, subscribing or liking right now, or hey, maybe you even just clicked that membership button. Welcome to the memberships. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next houseplant section.